The Pokemon League challenge is usually not too difficult or unfair. Well, let's throw that out the window. My name is Matt, and Elias and I are feeling evil today, so we're gonna create our own Pokemon League, complete with 8 gym leaders, an Elite Four, and a champion. Except their goal is to make your playthrough as miserable as possible. Alright, let's get started.
What's up, I'm Elias, and for today's video, we're not restricting each gym leader and Elite Four member to a specific type. We're just gonna use whatever Pokemon fit their theme. Let's kick things off with the first gym leader. We'll call him, I don't know, Tom, I guess. Tom's theme isn't insane or anything, but we think it's fun. Starting in Gen 6, Tynamo, Electric, and Electros are the only Pokemon in the game with no weaknesses. They're pure electric types, which are usually only weak to ground, but these guys have Levitate as an ability, cancelling out the ground weakness and making it an immunity instead. So Tom's ace Pokemon would be an Electric, cause Tynamo is kinda completely worthless in battle. But there are other ways to have Pokemon with no weaknesses. Poison Dark types are also only weak to ground, but they can temporarily remove that weakness as well by holding an air balloon. So his next Pokemon would be an air balloon Stunky. It would get its ground weakness back as soon as it gets hit, because that causes the balloon to pop. But don't worry about it.
Smile.
We'll just remove all the ground types from the game as well.
No Earthquake, no Earth Power, no Mud Slap.
My guy, it's the first gym.
Let's add a third Pokemon for good measure. Typeless Pokemon also have no weaknesses. If a Pokemon has no type, they take neutral damage from every attack. The easiest way to make something typeless is the move Burn Up. It's a fire move, but the user loses their fire type upon hitting it. So if a pure fire type uses Burn Up, it'll become typeless. So let's give Tom a Growlithe as well. It would always use Burn Up on the first turn, removing its ground, rock, and water weaknesses. The Typhlosion line can also learn Burn Up, but we'd rather not give gym leaders starter Pokemon. Cough, Gardenia, Cough. Is a 130 power move really strong for a first gym? Yes. Do we care? No. Not today at least. This is the evil Pokemon League video after all.
Next up, let's call our second gym leader Tiffany. Her theme is just going to be blowing stuff up. All her Pokemon will know either self-destruct or explosion. These moves cause the user to faint, but in exchange they do massive damage. Self-destruct is 200 base power and explosion is 250. Let's give her 2 Snorlax, 2 Gigalith, and 2 Garganacl. Yeah, we're putting 6 fully evolved Pokemon in the second gym. That's what you do when you're evil.
But you know what? If we're in charge of this game, we can take it a step further. Nowadays, these exploding moves max out at 250 power, but they used to do even more damage. In Gens 1 through 4, the target's defense stat was cut in half during the damage calculation, effectively doubling their damage. So for all intents and purposes, these moves were 400 and 500 power instead of 200 and 250. So let's turn back the clock and double the exploding move's power once again. If Tiffany's gym is still in one piece by the time the battle is done, it'll be a miracle.
Next up, let's call our third gym leader Tony. This guy's theme is going to be one-hit KO moves, which we've talked about in our least accurate moves video. Fissure, Horn Drill, Guillotine, and Sheer Cold instantly knock out the target if they hit, but that's a big if. The moves have just 30% accuracy, the lowest in the whole game.
We're gonna give Tony one Pokemon for each one-hit KO move. Let's go with the Sheer Cold Abomasnow, Horn Drill Nidoking, Guillotine King Gambit, and Fissure Machamp. That last pick is especially evil because of Machamp's ability No Guard. It makes all its moves bypass accuracy checks, meaning Machamp will never miss a Fissure. You'd have to either outspeed Machamp to damage it or bring a flying type, since birds are immune to the ground type move Fissure. This combination doesn't actually exist in the current Pokemon games. You can teach Fissure to a Machamp and you can have one with No Guard, but you can't have both at the same time. Fissure is a TM in Gen 1 only, and Machamp was compatible with the move back then, but it can't learn Fissure in any games after that. To cut a long story short, No Guard Fissure Machamp is impossible normally, but not in our terrible hypothetical world.
Let's make it even more diabolical while we're at it by bringing back another old mechanic. The X accuracy is an infamous item in Gen 1 speedruns. In modern games, it boosts your accuracy by 2 stages, so a 50% accurate move like Dynamic Punch would become roughly 83% accurate. But back in Gens 1 and 2, the X accuracy causes your move to bypass accuracy checks entirely, the same way No Guard works today. Gen 1 speedrunners will take advantage of that fact in select battles throughout the game. By teaching a Nidoking Horn Drill and stocking up on X accuracies, you can sweep through some battles essentially for free. The move will never miss, so as long as you outspeed your opponents, you're virtually guaranteed to win. So let's revert the X accuracy back to Gen 1 mechanics, and give Tony 3 of them to use on Abomasnow, Nidoking, and King Gambit. If you can't 1 or 2 shot his Pokemon, you're toast. You're toast. It's as simple as that.
Our fourth gym leader is Tony with
Morrison.
Oh my god, her books were unreadable. I'm sorry. Our fourth gym leader is Tony with an I. Deal with it. Her theme is messing with accuracy and evasion. So in other words, just being the most obnoxious trainer in the universe. Just like reading Toni Morrison is the most obnoxious. We'll start by giving all our Pokemon Double Team. It's not a team in Scarlet and Violet, but we're bringing it back for our horrible league. This move boosts your evasion by 1 stage. Actually, hold on, we can do better than that. Minimize boosts your evasion by 2 stages. Some moves will never miss and deal double damage to a Minimize user, but those moves are few and far between. So let's start Tony's team off with a Minimize Blissey. Next up, let's add a Crocodile to Tony's team. On top of Double Team, Crocodile can also learn Sand Attack, which lowers the target's accuracy by 1 stage. We can
I
also-
think you just spit on me.
Huh?
I think you just spit on me.
My bad.
You said stage and then like water fell onto my arm. Where did that come from?
Just to be clear, Elias and I are 1,000 miles apart right now. We are not in the same room. We can also use weather to our advantage for this team, so let's give Tony a Sandveil Garchomp. By using the move Sandstorm, Garchomp sets up the sand for itself and activates its own ability. Sandveil boosts your evasion by 20% if the sand is active, which effectively turns 100% accurate moves into Stone Edge. You know, everybody's favorite move to miss.
Snowcloak works the same way as Sandveil, but it activates in the snow instead. Did you know that one, Matt?
No.
So let's finish off her team with a Snowcloak Glaceon, which also knows Snowscape to set up the weather itself. And then we can fill out Tony's movesets with, you know, actual attacks, and you know what? Let's take it one step further before we move on. The held item Bright Powder makes moves used against the holder 10% less accurate, so all of Tony's Pokemon will be holding Bright Powders.
Next up, our 5th gym leader, Tony's team, is based around Moody, one of the most overpowered abilities in the game. At the end of each turn, Moody raises a random stat by 2 stages and lowers another by 1 stage. Nowadays, it only affects the 5 main stats: attack, defense, special attack, special defense, and speed. But when it was added in Gen 5, it could also affect your accuracy and evasion, so that's the incarnation we're using for Tony with a G's gym.
Moody can spiral out of control really quickly, especially if you have moves like Substitute and Protect. With these moves, you can buy yourself more turns to rack up stat boosts. Oops, sorry, I was going to sneeze and then I saw that the sentence ended and I was like, no, you can't sneeze.
When were you planning on sneezing? At the end of time?
At the end of the sentence. Your stats go up faster than they go down, which makes pretty much every Pokemon with this ability broken. Back in Gen 5, Bidoof was genuinely overpowered thanks to Moody. I'm dead serious. Moody is that busted. After Bidoof and friends tore the game to shreds, Moody has been banned from competitive play ever since. So Tony's team could consist of literally any Pokemon with Moody. Let's go with Octillery, Glalie, Bibarel, and Scovillain. All 4 of them with no Substitute, Protect, and 2 attacking moves. This is the last Tony in this video, I swear.
We've done some cheating in this video already, so let's do some more. Our 6th gym leader, Tammy's team, is just doing as much physical damage as possible. We'll start by giving her 6 of the strongest Pokemon in the game: Regigigas, Slacking, Rampardos, Deoxys Attack, Kartana, and Mega Mewtwo X. All of these Pokemon have attack stats of at least 160, with Mega Mewtwo X clocking in at 190. Let's take it a step further and give them all huge power as well. This ability doubles your attack stat with no drawbacks, and the same goes for its clone Pure Power. Usually these abilities are relatively balanced, because the Pokemon that get them typically have low vanilla attack stats. Without huge power and attack boosting moves, Azumarill and Diggersby aren't exactly all that strong.
Huge power is especially nice for Regigigas and Slacking because the abilities they normally have are incredibly bad. Regigigas' slow start cuts its attack and speed stats in half for 5 turns when it enters the battle. Replacing slow start with huge power effectively doubles its speed stat and quadruples its attack stat. Slacking's ability Truant is also atrocious. Truant effectively turns every move into Hyper Beam. Slacking can't attack 2 turns in a row because you're forced to loaf around every other turn. A base attack stat of 160 is impressive, but it's not as impressive when you can only use it half the time. Giving Slacking huge power instead would be a massive upgrade.
Alright, let's move on to the 7th gym. Mega Evolution was the first in a series of generational gimmicks in Pokemon. If you ask me, it's pretty fun to play around with, but there's a couple of limitations. For starters, you can only Mega Evolve 1 Pokemon per battle. You can have multiple Megas in your party, but once you use one, you can't Mega Evolve the others. You also have to hold the Mega Stone to Mega Evolve, unless you're Rayquaza, which means Mega Evolutions can't hold other useful items.
He has the Mega Stone embedded into his body.
No, the Mega Stone is just the move Dragon Ascent.
I know.
You're fired.
Well, our gym leader Travis Scott. You want to try again? Well, our gym leader Tree never got the memo, because he's got 5 Megas and none of them are holding stones. They come straight out of their Pokeballs in their Mega form. Let's give him a Mega Sableye with leftovers, a Mega Abomasnow with an Icy Rock, a Mega Glalie with Choice Specs, a Mega Garchomp with a Choice Band, and a Mega Pidgeot with a Life Orb.
Alright, last gym leader, then it's on to the Elite Four. Wonder Guard is absolutely incredible as an ability. It makes you immune to any attack that isn't super effective. If you're pure Electric type were given Wonder Guard, it can only be hit by ground type attacks, and would be immune to the other 17 types. So our final gym leader, Tracy, would build their whole team around that idea, by illegally giving Wonder Guard to various Pokemon.
Let's start with a couple of pure electric types. Wonder Guard, Manectric, and Zebstrika would be immune to nearly every attack in the game. So let's just say we hope you've got Earthquake. Dark Ghost types only have one weakness as well, so let's add a Spiritomb to our team. Spiritomb used to have no weaknesses at all, but starting in Gen 6, it's weak to Fairy. And let's round off our team with 2 Pokemon holding air balloons, Boltund and Drapion. Their only weakness is ground, but the air balloon gets rid of it. This is basically a deluxe version of the first gym. Wonder Guard is normally a decently balanced ability. On paper, it's overpowered as all get out, but it's balanced by the fact that Shedinja only has 1 HP, and it's the only Pokemon that gets it. Anything that does hit Shedinja will not get out right away. Wonder Guard also only applies to attacking moves. That means Shedinja can still get hit by status moves like Toxic. It's also vulnerable to stuff like Sandstorm, Leech Seed, Entry Hazards, and so on and so on.
Wonder Guard would be overpowered on pretty much any other Pokemon in the game, because the attacks you could even hit them with would be very limited. In the case of Pokemon with no weaknesses like Air Balloon Drapion, you would have to knock them out with just status moves, and in-game teams tend to not have a lot of those. For more videos like this, subscribe to MEPlaysGames, and consider becoming a channel member.
Alright, let's cap things off with a Sinister Elite Four and Champion. We're not even evil anymore, we're just sinister.
Does it really matter whether I call it evil or sinister?
Let's call the first Elite Four member Greg. His theme is pretty simple. He's going to show you what VGC doubles is all about. Sort of. Wolf Glick won the Charlotte Regionals this year with this team, so Greg is going to borrow Wolf's team for his Elite Four battle. Alright, so it's just a simple double battle from that point on, right? Wrong. Greg will have 2 Pokemon at the field at all times, but you only get to have 1. Several Pokemon on this team have protection moves. Fluttermane and Farigiraf have Protect, and Rillaboom has Spiky Shield. So if you try to attack a Pokemon and they choose to Protect, you essentially waste your turn, while Greg can attack you with his other Pokemon. Normally in VGC, you bring a full team of 6 Pokemon, but you only pick 4 for each battle. Well, not today. Greg is using all 6 of Wolf's Pokemon. Good luck.
Our second Elite Four member is Greg with 3 Gs. The only Pokemon he uses is Wobbuffet, but the catch is that he has 6 of them. Wobbuffet is useless in most competitive metagames, particularly in singles. But that's because the one thing that makes it tick is Shadow Tag, which is usually banned. This ability traps your opponents, preventing them from switching. Wobbuffet can't deal damage to you unless you attack it first. Its only options for damaging you are Counter, Mirror Coat, and Destiny Bond, but all those moves can be deadly in the right situation. Counter and Mirror Coat are negative priority moves. Wobbuffet sits there taking damage, then deals double the damage right back to your opponent. Counter only works on physical moves, and Mirror Coat only works on special ones. But you can't switch out because of Shadow Tag, and one-shotting Wobbuffet is easier said than done, thanks to its ridiculous HP stat. Once you knock out one Wobbuffet, you've got to do it 5 more times.
Next up is Greg with 4 Gs, our third Elite Four member. The same way Tammy's theme was dealing as much physical damage as possible, Greg is all about special damage. He'll have some of the strongest special attackers in the game, namely Mega Mewtwo Y, Xurkitree, Mega Gengar, Mega Alakazam, Calyrex Shadow Rider, and Mega Rayquaza. Greg
is also a lousy, rotten cheater. All of his Pokemon have abilities to double their special attack, so introducing a new ability, Double Special Attack. Great name, right? I take no responsibility for that. Elias came up with it.
What can I say? I'm very creative.
Yeah. They'll also have a brand new move that acts like a special version of Belly Drum. We're calling it 4D Chess. That one's also Elias's responsibility. So all these Pokemon are unreasonably strong.
Our fourth Elite Four member is Greg with 5 Gs. His team is identical to the first Greg's team, and you still have to fight his Pokemon 2-on-1. Except this time, Greg's Pokemon can each move twice in one turn, so you could potentially get hit by 4 attacks in a single round, while you can only attack once.
And finally, we've made it to the champion. Let's call him John. John's team consists of 6 box legendaries: Kyogre, Xerneas, Zacian, Miraidon, Palkia, and Zekrom. They're also level 120, so it's impossible to be higher level than they are, since your Pokemon max out at level 100. So, the script is wrong. It says Joe. Alright. John also managed to max out all their base stats, so they have 255 in every category. That gets an all total of 1530, which is way higher than any Pokemon in existence. Oh, and John also has a never-ending supply of max revives, so even if you knock out his Kyogre, it'll be back later.
Well, that's all we got for today. Leave a comment with any ideas you have for evil Pokemon trainers, and we might include them in a part 2. We'll see you all next time. Good night, fellas. Sleep well.